Hello everybody and welcome to Jet TV. Today I am continuing my Dark Elves campaign. Now if you remember last time, we are bringing some armies down back here to try to deal with the High Elf incursion, while we're leaving Malekith up here, who is rampaging his way through the Orc lands up here, finishing them off. They've not sent any armies against me yet, so I think I'm relatively secure, though he has a very good army. And he is going to continue to be receiving support from this Black Ark as well, while he pushes, because I don't want to risk him too much. Now this little Black Ark here is going to be a double timing out to sea to start picking up various bits and pieces out there. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Got a bit of income spare. However, I don't necessarily want to be burning that off at the moment. We're recruiting here. Here's got a good solid garrison as well, so I'm happy here. I've got a warning because I've duplicated this building, but I've done that on purpose to try and keep my Untainted off, because I'm trying to fight against all this corruption here. So I'm actually going to get the next one of these to appear so that I can start recruiting the next bits and pieces as well. And in fact, I'm going to grab myself a Canite Assassin here. Now, oh. What? Oh, I need the second level of it to be able to recruit a Canite Assassin. However, I can always get myself a Death Hag into this army, which is going up to 20 at the moment. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm happy with that. Death Hags are a very good, a very solid melee hero as well. No, I'm saving the money for this turn because I want to up the other thing next turn. So let's skip through and end turn. Okay, I'm fairly sure at some point these orcs are going to come back against me, though for the moment we'll wait and see. I don't want them to rush against me because I want to move my armies back down and marshal my armies against the remains of this High Elf incursion, which is still very powerful. They've still got 3 or 4 big armies there, which Marathi really seems to be failing to deal with, but Marathi is under pressure from all sides, and in fact she is losing places. So they've destroyed Iron Spike, which was taken by the Lizardmen under Mazamundi as well. So, but as I said, there's a big ongoing battle here. So I would love to get them under my control at some point, which is my plan. So they are moving up horses now. However, I believe they lost that, so yeah, there's big battles going on over there, massive war, and lots of fighting going on there. And my former, well, sorry, that one's not my former city, but she's launching from my former city, so I'm not going to be that upset if I recapture some places which were the other factions, because I do need to keep expanding as well. So let's march on Black Pillar now. This is going to be another nice easy auto, I suspect. Yeah, that's a very nice easy auto. So let's occupy this place. Okay, let's just have a check behind. We're doing great for public order here as well. Let's just move down here. I want to start getting this place building up before I forget about it. And you can once again continue to move up to make sure you're in support positions. Malekith has leveled again. Now leveling Malekith is very good because he also causes everybody else I have to level up. So now let's look where I am. We have pushed up this, which ups these. I do also want to get these guys to buff my Blackguard of Nagarond and Executioners, because they are going to start becoming the majority of my armies long run as well. Another useful thing to get is Lightning Strike, but so that is useful, but I'm not really doing that at the moment. And there is, obviously I can reduce reduction at some point, though these are all nice things. Lightning Strike is very good, but I'm still concentrating up here for the time being. And obviously we do have this breath spell we can get to, so we're going to start pushing through Woundmaker, because this is really making Malekith very good in melee combat, and he's already quite good because he's riding around on a dragon, so obviously he's very good. And we are popping walls in here for the time being, and I am going to pop a bit of positives to my public order because that's potentially going to start dropping off eventually. Let's level this. Let's level up Grand, and let's keep you guys moving down at full speed. So this is a smaller force. However, this guy that we're building up here, and this here, so, and some of these guys will be pushed into here. This isn't a very high end. Well, this has got some good high-end units. Which is the better lord?
What now? What?
So they're both similar lords, but once I get this here, I'll start building this army up as well, and then we will start engaging the High Elves in campaigning as well. I'm potentially even going to start pushing out another army shortly, though I might save that for the moment. And the other nice thing is I can always recruit it from one of my Black Arts. Ooh, he's taking losses here. Anyway, that's another end turn. I was expecting a bit more, a little bit more fight from these orcs, a little bit more fightiness. I mean, it's not just orcs, it's a weird faction. It's a combination of orcs, beastmen and Nausicans, because it seemed to have, one of their armies, they seem to have some Nausicaan trolls, some beastmen units and orcs, which is quite a nifty combination depending on what they've got. So there you go, Marathi just got smacked again and kicked back there. I would really like Ulfwan to take Venom Glade, and I'm going to be careful when I push, because I've got two armies. I will have two good solid armies there, but that doesn't mean I can be silly in how I push, because if I push too hard, I'll potentially lose armies very quickly. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to make sure I pick my battles when I'm fighting the High Elves there, because they've got a lot of might there, and they appear to have yeah, there are still definitely some others in Ulfwan, but from what I can see, they've got most of Ulfwan synced up. I am also going to need to leave an army up here just in case the Nausicans attack me once I've done here. What I'd like to do once I've got all of this secure is I would like to mount an invasion on Ulfwan. Okay, so we're getting a lot more income from slaves and from various other bits and pieces now, and yes, I thought so. I can get this one, which is going to get us a few more techs to upgrade. And here comes the enemy army. That's a lot of Black Orcs. Chaos Trolls. A Cygor. This could be a fun fight. Let's make sure you are in range. Do I get bonuses from both if they're both in range? We will find out. Okay, so I'm obviously fighting this one because this is going to be a fun fight. So what's this one do? This adds fire damage to one of my units. Let's add that to some of my death hags. Okay, and we are going to fight this battle. Now, obviously, I've got my Blackguard of Naggarond, who are very good infantry. They are also, these guys are very good infantry. They are armoured. They do armour-piercing damage. Oh, God, we've got to push through This is going to be interesting. These guys are also anti-large. I'm going to have to push through here, through this gap, unfortunately. No, actually, no, I'm potentially not. They've got Cygors, so they can throw things at me, but I've also got my bolt thrower, so I can potentially force them out onto me through that gap. We'll see what they do and how they act, because obviously these are orcs. In general, they're very aggressive, though they are both orcs, chaos, and Cygors, and oh wow, that army is... They're not gold, they're bronze. But that army, they're gold. This army is very elite. And those armoured trolls, they scare me. Those armoured trolls are probably the thing which scares me the most here. Because they are going to hammer me. Right. I'm happy with that amount of magic.
I will have destruction.
I want my
Eager for battle.
right, I'm going to use these guys as my centre. My Death Hag's on the edge. In fact, I'm going to split these. I'm going to put some on the edges as well. So I'm going to have quite a mixed line here, because it gives me things to deal with everything which throws at me. This is to deal with any cav which comes around. Dark Shards behind. We're going to pop this guy up in... this guy here. We'll move him into this gap as we move forwards. And my cav can all remain in the woods over here, out of sight. Okay. Right, that's what I thought was going to happen. They're not actually moving forwards. We didn't get any extra buffs, though. Hopefully what I can do is I can throw some things down to get them to move. So once I pin them, I'm probably going to be better to pin them. If they stay there... Oh, and here comes the boulder from a Cygor. Okay, so... everything is going well here. Just getting in position. Oh, wow, that was painful. So I'm obviously going to want to deal with that Cygor relatively early on. And in fact, my bolt thrower is going to focus in on him as soon as it can. Right, let's keep the rest of my line moving. Let's get these guys heading forwards as well. I may as well bring out my cav now, because they're not going to remain hidden for long. We can move Malekith forwards, where we're going to be able to throw out some spells. So my bolt thrower is doing its job now. Which one of these is bigger? So one of these covers a larger area. Let's drop this down there. It will move them around a little bit. And in fact, and we're about to get our charge on shortly. Okay, now we're getting our charge on. I want you guys moving over there, actually. Right, let's throw a... oh, we've already used a breath. Let's chuck another wind spell across. Let's throw a doom bolt at their lord. And let's throw some spells out from my black arc. Malekith can move in after this guy. Right, our archers are shooting. These guys can try and push through this little gap here, actually. Let's drop another spell down on there. Let's just move these guys a little bit further forwards. Malekith can pop his little buff. And this is where the orcs will suffer. This is good versus a single combatant. Let's pop that on my Cygor. Now it is going to hit a few others, obviously. What does this one do? How does it work? So I've got to target it on an ally. Okay, and now we've procced our buff. So let's really keep this pressure on. You guys are through. Just keep that pressure on. You guys can hammer into the sides up here. But my executioners can come and support me. Let's throw down a few more explosions here. And you guys can really keep pushing through now. You guys can all push on here. Push on to their lord. And this is it. We are shattering them. And let's throw a doom bolt at that Cygor before he turns around. Let's pop another wind spell up through there. And another vortex. Right, you guys need some support. And here comes the mass rout, guys. We've got this. We're taking lots of damage though. And that's it. They are running. Let's kill that Cygor. I want to make sure that Cygor dies. So that's probably their scariest unit there. I won. I'm happy I won. But as you can see, I took a lot of damage. My archers really, I think, saved the day there. I think they didn't do much damage. You know. So, and I think while I won, I think the Orcs probably haven't, you know, okay, they've taken a lot of losses, but they can come back from that quite relatively easily there. So, you know, 420 for 580, so I had more troops, to be fair, so they had more, you know, their Black Orcs are probably a lot more expensive than my units, but I'm not happy with that exchange. I feel I could have done better. If it hadn't been such a tight enclosed area, I'd have probably done a lot better. Plus, I think I probably got a little bit of friendly fire from my own units. However, we are going to, we're not going to eat them, we're going to enslave them. We're going to make those Orcs work for us, and that's a lot of regen. And we did actually, one of my units was so low that I did actually lose that there. And this is nice easy double tap. Okay, but we do now need to re-recruit something else. Now, what can I get quickly to replace the ones I lost? So I actually lost a couple of units. Still got 6 of these guys. I am tempted to replace them long run with the slightly better archer infantry, but not just yet. No, I'm going to go with them. I don't really... I've not got any, you know, any shielded units here. And now I can push straight up to a Kunak. And hopefully that's their big army. And even if it's not, you know, I can afford to take that loss. So that's not a loss I'm hugely worried about. We're going to keep pushing up towards Gaze of Malice. Then we'll finish off getting all of the spells. I will potentially get them cheaper again a bit later on. I'm not so fussed about the overcast variants of them. I'm more fussed about getting them so that they are cheaper, if you see what I mean. Okay, and in fact, let's start double timing this other Black Ark down to this mysterious island. And we can potentially get it around here so that it's in range of these guys. Though I do want to be careful just in case the High Elves have anything in the waters around there. Okay, we can push up to the top level here. I'm going to do that simply because of the threat in this area.
Master of cruelty, Dreadlord.
Okay. Right, that does take 3 turns, so I'm going to move up and I'm going to filter a few units off onto this army. Simply so I can make sure I'm making the most out of my recruitment. So let's get back onto making that Hydra. In fact, we'll pop out a couple of Hydras, one for each army. And we can get them now, but I'm not gonna be doing that yet. Let's get myself some more Black Ark Corsairs to this army too. Okay, and end turn. Okay, so we're getting ourselves into a better position now. And soon we're going to be going on the offensive against the High Elves down here in their little invasion force. I'm not in a rush to do that. As I said, that can take its time and be done carefully. I've got my big push going on up north. Now that's... See, I wish they wouldn't keep hitting it like that. They're just raiding them rather than taking them. And I think they're being quite sensible, because I think they realise if they expanded too much, they would probably actually start losing quite a lot of tech. They are a lot closer. The High Elves here are so much closer to us than they are in the Vortex map campaign. This map is so scrunched up, because this is it's more central. In the Vortex map, it's far further north as well, so you're a lot safer early on from these sort of invasions as the High Elves and as the as the Dark Elves, there's a little bit more distance between you, which stops your early interactions. Whereas in this map, those early interactions, you know, pretty much straight away you are on top of each other, you are fighting each other. I think it's Marathi, and you can see Marathi's being hit really early on, so okay, we've got a nice buff there from the Tale of Betrayal when fighting against High Elves, which is very nice. That's exactly what I need at the moment.
A novel prospect.
Okay, you can wait by here. And you... oh, we can't actually hit there this turn. We're going to pull back and start pushing towards there. You can keep on moving down here. Right, so we have a tech to get. Let's have a look through this. That's good. That's very good. So these are obviously my base units, but they're something I have in all of my armies. And upping their armour as well is very good. So I'm going to go for the upping their armour. No, I'm going to go for their reducing their upkeep to start with, because that means I can do other things. Especially shades as well, because that's something I want to start pushing on to long run. Though I'm probably going to push my way through all the techs long run. Obviously, it's just a matter of what first.
What?
Okay, right. Now, because we're recruiting 2 of those at once, we have limited our recruitment a little bit. Let's have a look. So we now have, I want 2 more archers for this army. I want a bolt thrower. We're going to get a thing. So what about other 2 units do I want? And we want 2 of those guys. These have got quite a nice setup already. They're going to want 2 more archers. And what am I going to want after that? I'm probably going to want some basic defensive units. I'm probably going to want a couple of spears in there as well. So these are kind of mid-ranged armies, but they're going to be operating in concert with each other, which really will help to keep them going and keep their strength up. Because ideally, what I'll do is I'll try and tease out the elf armies so they will come and hit me, and I can ambush them a single army at a time. Or if they do decide to take some of these settlements they've been regularly raiding, I can then start picking them off and you know, basically I want them to get into a position where they're too spread out. Now the monoliths I can see there from this guy approaching it is fairly weak and on its own, but it's also very out of the way for me. So while I would very much like to take it, it's a little too far out because I can't just march through these woods towards it. So I need to be a little careful going for there. And at some point I am still a little worried we're going to be going for a... oh, do they want peace? That is so not happening. Even if I were to take a good peace with them, I wouldn't necessarily trust that it would last anymore. Because once I get towards the end, I might take it, just leave them a few territories at the end. But that's not going to be something I'm going to be looking at anytime soon. Another nice easy auto here. That is the end of this territory. Let's up the public order here. Let's chuck a wall on there again. And let's see. I'm going to throw public order in again, because I am going to keep being aggressive. So we've got another place with 4 here. I think this is their last territory. So, oh no, there is another little place up here as well. The Palace of Ruin. So there's some... I can't see where the other places are in there. Where's the Fortress of Adan, the Palace of Ruin, and the Palace of Princes? And we've got these 4. So, Shagath, Dragoth, Nagar, and the Frozen City. So I could potentially leave them the very tip if I were so inclined. Which would give me a little bit of defense against these guys. You know, because I've gained 2 regions so far in this campaign, so there's no reason for me to stop this campaign just yet. I can take a lot more from it. You know, however, it is going to put me in conflict with the Nausicans relatively soon. If they were staunch allies, I'd potentially trust them a bit more, but I messed that up. So, and I don't want them to be too strong on my doorstep, so I'm going to keep pushing here. I might leave them this little territory just to give me a little bit of buffer, but we shall see. Because these guys do not like me. But I don't see why, because I'm obviously nice. Right, what do we have? Okay, this is going to help buff up our sorceresses, and that is something else I do want to start recruiting for my armies, thinking about it. Which I haven't been doing. I want to get myself some sorceresses recruited. Can I recruit sorceresses anyway? Yes, I can up here. Now, what do I want? We had a darkness one before. That's similar to Malekith, so that's quite good. And I do believe everybody does mention that they really like shadow. So we're going to go for a shadow as well. I can try them out. I can always chuck them away and bring them back later. So actually, both of these guys are going to be getting a sorcerer. So that's room for a sorcerer and a thing. This has, so I've got one more unit I want to put in here. I do want a couple of spears in here just to help deal with any large units they happen to have. And then we're going to put a sorcerer into both of these armies. Okay, and Malekith has leveled up again, unsurprisingly. So we really are pushing through the things with him, and it's another end turn. And next we are going to just keep pushing. Okay, we'll take the campaign buff. So favourable winds, which it helps increase our campaign movement speed. Okay, so just blitzing through everybody else. Let's see what Loffen are doing in here. They're not actually doing anything at the moment. So they are just holding position here for the time being, which I can't say I blame them. It's a very sensible tactic for them because they've got a couple of good territories there, but at the same time, they can see what's going on around them. They know full well if they start pushing too aggressively, they will potentially, you know, they can potentially put themselves into a very difficult position with everything I've got ready to throw. You know, me and Marathi have ready to throw at them. Well, I think they've dealt with most of Marathi's big forces at the moment. That's not the only one. Okay, I'll have a peace treaty with these people I don't even know where are. And we are about to get a rebellion here.
We are displeased.
There is nothing I can do about this. I'm actually going to start knocking stuff over here to save some money. I'm going to accept the loss of this place. Unfortunately, it's something I'm going to have to do. You know, with how much we're expanding up here, I can afford that. Okay, so it's going to take a turn. It's a little... No, it is in range. Let's keep buffing up this place, actually. I want to get a few more things built in here. In fact, is there anything else I want to build elsewhere first? I should really get an army on this Black Ark as well. So this one gets us all the basic units, which is still very good. Dread Spears, Bleak Swords. We start with Black Ark Corsairs here, and then we do get the other things. I don't think I can actually get the really, you know, like the Executioners and things here, but I can get like be able to recruit Death Hags. You know, I'm not so fussed about that here. So it does increase my recruitment capacity, which is potentially useful. So we're going to push to the top of there anyway, and that will be it for move. I could potentially up one of these spells, swap them to another spell, which is, I imagine, better. next battle we'll have a look. In fact, I might have a little bit of a dig online just to work out what is the best spell. Anyway, guys, we are going to be ending this one here. I will probably be trying to get another one of these out later on today for this campaign. Though I've got a few other bits and pieces to do at the moment. That's what I was a little worried about. So I'm probably going to pull this guy straight back as I can next turn. Though I might have just lost him, which is very silly of me. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you very much for your time. If you do have any advice, feel free to pop it in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys.